So, Mr. Baines, thank you for being here today with us, sir. We really appreciate that. There is a lot of people here, so I'm going to try to put this into groups, and hopefully I do not miss anyone. But on the platform with me today is the current City Council. I'm Mayor Dave Shaw. This is Vice Mayor Wade Kirchner, Councilmember Sean Harris, Councilmember Grace Espandola, Councilmember Mark Boomgard. It takes all 5 of us to get work done in this city, and this is a great team to be a part of. Likewise, I'd like to recognize Assemblyman Gallagher. He was with us momentarily ago, and I know he had a conflicting appointment, but he was here because this is really important to our entire region. So, likewise, I believe we have Braden from Assemblyman Gallagher's office. We have Laura Nicholson from Senator Nielsen's office. And then we have our city manager, Diana Langley, who is out there with us. Our entire executive team for the city is in attendance today, as well as our Parks and Recreation staff. Josh Wolf, I saw him around here earlier. He is actually our project leader from Public Works. We have members of our Parks and Recreation Commission. I saw members of the Harter Group is here in attendance. And then we have former mayors in attendance as well. And if you're with us and you're a former mayor, just raise your hand because I don't want to miss anyone. And there's several of you here today, including a couple here on the platform. And our contractor is Marina Landscapes. So there is a lot of people here, and do not want to miss any of our friends at Sutter County. We have Sutter County Board of Supervisors. I think, are you all here? I'm not sure. Supervisor Flores, Supervisor Baines, Supervisor Conant. We have Sutter County Office of Ed, Tom Russer. Thank you all for being here. Just this turnout shows exactly how great this is for our city and our community. So first of all, I want to thank our council members, because the leadership that they have shown, or we have shown as a council in this process, has been tremendous. We started a process a few years ago looking at our goals and priorities, and at the center of all of that was quality of life. And this project here goes back not just to the last couple of years, but about 5 or 6 years ago. It goes back to the Planning Commission as this park was in development and getting ideas from the community. But this council stepped up and did great work, because the west side of Yuba City needed a new park. And with that, the original bids came in close to $2 million. And then, as we know, that little thing called inflation has come in, and we topped $3 million. But the importance of this park, this side of the city and this region, the council came together and stepped up, and we committed part of our CARES Act funding and ARPA funding to the tune of a little more than $1 million for something that would benefit the entire community and be part of the infrastructure. So thank you to my fellow council members for doing that. Lydia Willett is not with us today, but we want to recognize Lydia because she is with the Land and Water Conservation Fund, which is part of the grant funding that we got for this park. But we want to take a step back in time now, and I don't know if you realize it, but it's been 15 years since we actually built a new park in our city. The last park that was built was Regency Park on the north end of town, and that's, as you can tell, people come from all over to go to that park because of its water features and its wide open spaces. So we're looking to create something just as spectacular here. When you go back in time and you look at our community, there's names that consistently stick out going back well over 100 years. And thinking about those, some names that came out were Sutter, Brannan, Gaucher, Tumber, Giovanetti, Barkhouse, Harter, Singh, Herger, Scott, Onstott, Walton, Phillips, and Wilkie. And you can see that most of those names are already recognized throughout our community, either through parks or streets. And we see all of their contributions day in and day out. Today, we are here to have a groundbreaking on the new park, which is Didar S. Bains Park. And I want to talk about Mr. Baines real quick and the contributions that he's made. Mr. Baines was one of 26 people that founded our Sikh temple just around the corner, was instrumental as part of that group in bringing what we know as a Sikh festival every year. And you can see the impact that it's had not only on the culture of our community, but also in the economics of our community. And so it's very fitting that we have Mr. Baines and his family with us today. And I would like for us to just take a moment and recognize him, and let's give him a round of applause. Through this process, we've heard a lot of stories. And it's hard to believe, but probably, and please correct me if I'm wrong here, but probably about 20 or so years ago, maybe 25 or 30 years ago, this was all orchards. And it belonged to the Baines family. So, you know, they've made decisions over the past 30 years that has benefited the city, but it's fitting and it's right to have a park that sets right where their crop used to set and continue representing the city. Other organizations we want to thank is the Early Risers Kiwanis. The Early Risers Kiwanis has stepped up, and they have contributed $33,000 for an inclusive play area for children in our city. So their current Early Risers Kiwanis president, Marnie Sanders, I know is here with us. Marnie, where are you at? Let's give them a hand. There she is. Yeah, great group. Yeah, great group. From one of the members that's right up here. So, so what's going to make this park so special? You know, again, this goes back to the Parks and Recs Commission about 5 or 6 years ago. Really sat down and looked at all kinds of ideas of what this community needed. Back then, we were hearing things such as a BMX bike track. Well, we didn't quite reach BMX, but there is a pump track, and it's going to be directly, I believe, just to the south of here on this west side. And it's a pretty unique track to where the kids can get pedaling, and then they can do some kind of pumping motion with their bikes, and it'll just keep the momentum going around. You can tell I'm not into bicycles, so we'll leave it at that. But it's going to be really great. There's going to be fitness areas. There's going to be a challenge course, and then right here to my right is going to be the trailhead to the Sutter Bike Path. And the eventual plan is to take this, not only connecting from here to Sutter, to finish that out, but eventually carry this all the way through. As we've heard this being talked about multiple times, we'd like to see it go through our city, over into Marysville, and I believe, Councilman Harris, it goes all the way out to, what's the park that we talked about? Sycamore Ranch. Thank you. That's the long-term goal, which will be great. So other components is we will have a full court basketball court. We've got a lot of open turf for free play. We have a continuous walking path around, 2 playgrounds, and 2 pavilion areas with shade structures. And if you want to see what all of this is going to look like, right over here on the fence, you'll see the master plan over to the right, and you'll see some of the pictures here for some of the designs and the equipment that's going to be installed. So again, the overall cost has gone from a little over $2 million to $3.2 million. And on behalf of the council, we are very pleased to know that this is going to start, and we're expecting completion by sometime in the fall, hopefully by September. And at this time, I would like to ask Laura Nicholson if she would like to come forward, and is Braden going to come forward as well? There he is. On behalf of Assemblymember James Gallagher and Senator Jim Nilsen, would you guys come on up and say a few words?
Good morning. On behalf of Senator Nielsen, it's an honor and a privilege to be here today for this awesome occasion. to look out on this community and to recognize, as Mayor Shaw has spoken to, the partnership and the people who come together to say, this is what we need and want for quality of life. And to have a city council and all of you in all of the departments, to the family and Didar Bains, Mr. Baines, thank you for what you have done for this community. Every single person here I know has some part to play, and we're all so very proud of that. And we're proud that the state, the Senator, Assemblyman Gallagher, that they can all work together to see something like this come to fruition. And as I look out on this land, to think that when we come back, your children will be playing, will be walking, they'll be doing something with bicycles. It's just going to be awesome. And so I thank you and I congratulate you on this accomplishment.
How's it going? My name is Braden Pisani. I'm here today on behalf of Assemblyman Gallagher, who obviously he was here before he had to take off down for some meetings in Sacramento, and he just wanted me to express the gratitude for Mr. Baines, the entire family, all of the levels of government that have come together here, everyone who's making this happen, and truly highlight how this park is going to help bring this side of the community together on this side of town. And it's just going to be so great to see it completed. So many activities will be available for the kids. I know it's been a tough 2 years, especially for the kids in the community. So once this is completed, it's just going to open up a whole world of opportunities for everyone on this side of Yuba City. And with that, just wanted to say thank you again and congratulations.
Thank you both for being here today. I would be very remiss if I did not give a big thank you to Mr. McIntyre and his entire team for setting this up today, and all the hard work that's gone in from our city staff and his department over the past several years on this. With that, it's time to actually move some dirt.